Well, here we are, day two of this VBS, and glad you made it back, mom, dad, and son, daughter, whoever you find yourself with today, and talking about the towel, the bread, and the wine. This is where it's really beginning to get intimate as Jesus is here with his disciples and decides to wash his disciples' feet. I mean, what an intimate setting this is here where their leader, the Messiah that they've come to know, and are coming to recognize, that is here amongst them. And then, not just to wash their feet, but to take it to the next step. And there, as they're doing what we call the Last Supper, here the breaking of the bread and the body, and as he's passing out the particular sacraments, as you would, and as we call it in the church, is just another place where, again, shows you the human side where Jesus makes room at his table for his disciples. And I like that because many times, for us, being followers of Christ reminds us to make room for Jesus at our tables as well. And so tell me a little bit about what you got out of this here today.
Again, another amazing story where Jesus goes and humbles himself again and washes the feet of his disciples. But yet it says that he began to wash the feet of his disciples, and he comes to Simon Peter. And Simon Peter starts to almost reject Jesus and giving him that opportunity to wash his feet. And so it's very interesting the way that he reacts and the way that Jesus reacts back to him. And it says here that Jesus tells him, if I do not wash you, you have no part with me. So he's saying, if you're not letting me do this for you, you've got no part with me. And as Peter began to recognize his wrong, his attitude in receiving what Jesus was trying to do for him, it's just that reminder that sometimes we reject Jesus and what he's trying to do for us and into us and in through us. And this is what was happening to Simon Peter. So Jesus had to kind of correct him and show him, you're no part of me if you're not allowing me to have this time of intimacy with you. If you don't allow me this time to serve you, because the Bible says that Jesus came to serve, not to be served. And as Simon Peter recognized that, he then said, don't just wash my feet. He said, wash my head and wash my hands. He realized that it was a time of purification in his life and that intimacy time with Jesus. And that is just amazing. And again, as you mentioned, the Last Supper, Jesus is explaining to them that this is his body, this is his blood, this is the blood of the new covenant. He's making a new covenant with his people. And I know at that time they did not understand what that meant, but as time goes on, we're going to learn more of what that covenant means and what that new relationship was meaning that Jesus was trying to explain to them at the Last Supper.
Yeah, and so being able to just dig into this word, the book of Matthew gives you some really good study on this, what you're looking at. And I like the activity today, bubbles. It's one of these ones that I can remember. It's almost like childlike faith. I just used to have an awesome time just playing with bubbles, and looking at the expansion and who can have the bigger bubble and all of that good stuff. And so as you finish up in this study today as a family, enjoy fun time. Get out there, mix it up in the bubbles, and just have a good time with all of that. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here today in this particular study in day 2. We look forward to seeing you in day 3. Have fun in the bubbles.
Yes.